king of the castle.
Hello?
Oh my God, the Scoleri brothers!
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
See, we're on a mission from God.
Hello everyone, happy Halloween and welcome to the Video Rangers podcast. I'm Mike Spinacos. Sitting beside me is Chris Dietz. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris. Oh. Well, that old gag. That was awful.
Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible. So the movie of the day is Basket Case, 1982, directed by Frank Henenlotter, known for Frankenhooker, Brain Damage, Basket Case 2 and 3. Yes, they made sequels to this. Stars Kevin Van Hetterick as Dwayne Bradley. And it's pretty sick.
Oh, is it?
It is.
It's something else.
It's something to see.
Oh, it's just one of those. It's weird. It's not really horror, but it is. I mean, it's weird.
It's a horror comedy. It definitely does not take itself seriously. Thank God.
No,
but,
no, not at all. It's a strange one.
If you don't know what it is, it's the plot of the movie is deformed Siamese twin brothers are separated at birth against their will, and they seek revenge on the doctors that perform this procedure.
Doesn't that just yell, I want to go see that movie?
Yeah.
I gotta see it. I gotta know what happens.
The title's awesome.
What year is it again?
1982.
1982. You know, you see that in the movie theater, and you're like, holy shit, we're gonna go see Basket Case.
I mean, you know what, man? It's definitely something I would have went and I would have probably saw, because the word of mouth would have spread. You would have checked it out. You know,
why not? You know,
I mean,
luckily
I like movies like this.
Let me see the movie. Is this the poster pretty much?
That's kind of it. No, the poster is black,
poster.
And it's like if you turn it around, it might have it on it. I don't know, on the case there.
You know what's great about this movie is this is one of those movies that when I was a kid, I'd see the cover. I'd see the cover of it, and in the video store, and it'd just scream out like, "What the hell is that? I want to see that."
Yeah,
that was one of the great things about and it goes back, is that you sold the movie on your movie poster or your the movie cover, and it just had one of those great covers. I'm trying to find it. I can't really find anything. Let me see.
But yeah, no, you're right. Most movies were sold to me, especially in the video store, based on the cover art.
Yeah.
And there's actually a really cool documentary about like cover art for VHS tapes and all that stuff that you would see. But that's basically how you sold the movie. Like, and that, same thing with NES games were basically sold to us that way too.
The same way.
But
you're no doubt about that.
Yeah. But so basically
that's all you had.
These two brothers, one is a squished octopus, and the other one's looks like a normal guy.
He's all forearms.
Yeah.
He's super. I'm looking at a picture of him.
He's all forearms.
He's a head. And it looks like his arms actually come down from his ears. Now I'm going to go to a good look at him. Yeah. And he's just horrible looking. It's just like gray glob. Yeah, that's the noise he makes. If he makes any noises, yeah. We both sound like assholes, but
I'm sure who's ever if you're still here.
He looks like, yeah. He kind of looks like the Gray Hulk if he's just a head and arms. He's got little T-Rex arms, but they're super strong.
He's Peter Griffin with no bones.
Yeah.
So these two brothers are out to get revenge on the doctors that separated them. They are from Glens Falls, New York, which is upstate New York, a little past Albany. And they're in the big city, and they're looking for these doctors.
Tracking them down.
I mean, they get
the
first...
on the tear.
They're on the
them down.
They're going to get them.
What's his name again? Booloob?
No. Dwayne is the brother that looks normal or like a regular person, and Belial is the deformed brother. The voice is provided from the same guy that plays Dwayne. He's also doing
well, anyone can do it.
But the guy moving the puppet is the director, Frank.
Oh yeah, the
Henlotter.
arms.
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole thing's
God,
shot
it's
in the
so
city,
bad.
in New York. And he got this idea. The director got this idea from a Larry Cohen movie called It's Alive. And there's like 3 of those, 3 or 4. I own a bunch
And
of
there's
them.
3 of these basket cases.
Yeah, and there's 3 basket cases.
I don't know what they're about.
Yeah.
I
don't.
Him and his brother on adventures.
Yeah. Well, no, I've seen the trailer for the second one.
Uh-huh. How
and-
old are those movies?
Like 92
Oh,
and then
so like 10
94
years
or something
later.
like that. Like
And they decided this cult movie. Well, I guess it's a
this
cult
movie was huge.
Was it?
Yeah. Like, well, it was released. The whatever dumb company decided to release this movie decided to take all the blood out and do it as a straight comedy. And then the Billy Joe Bob
Oh wow.
did like a screening of it in Texas with all like the uncut version. It caught on, then they re-released it, and it ran in some theater in New York for two
I
years.
said oh wow because I just brought up the Rotten Tomato score and it has a 76%.
Well, it's fun.
It's a fun. It's a funny part that might not supposed to be funny, but are.
I mean, I could see if you had like a room full of friends and a case of beer, you could laugh at this
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Nobody we know,
No,
because I couldn't get anybody I know to watch this.
There's the audience. I don't know. All critics is 76. Audience score is like 54. I mean, it's
not a perfect movie.
No,
I
not
would
by
never
any
tell
means.
anybody this is good.
I always wanted to see what the damn thing looked like because the movie case just has like his eyes and his fingers coming out.
But it's got. I mean, listen, you're all alone in this cold, cruel world. Kind of beginning is terrible. I love how it's shot, and it's not even like a hotel. It's not even a real hotel. It is a lobby in an apartment building, and they're using the custodian closet.
We got a budget
as
there. The whole budget is in the guy's.
Yeah,
is in the movie.
Cash you see in the movie, the cash you see in people's hands is the actual budget, which is crazy. They said they would shoot for like a month and then run out of money and then come back a couple months later and finish it up.
Wait, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just.
It's like, yeah, I gotta go to work. We get back home and we start filming the movie.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
The guy still has the puppet, right?
He still has the puppet in his house. It's like
that'd be cool.
He's got the puppet and he's got the jar of blood, the wine bottle,
some leftover
full of blood left.
Use.
Yeah, I don't know what he's
Why
keeping
would
it for, man.
That? Who cares?
I don't know, man.
He worth millions.
I hope that's not what he's.
You'll see.
I do like, I've seen Frankenhooker before. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Brain Damage. But I like the director. I like how he's just kind of like a grindhouse movie fan, and he's just like, I can make this shit too, basically.
Well, I mean, honestly, this is like his first movie.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it runs the path you think. Some of the shots are kind of long-winded a little bit, but
the acting is terrible, but in a good way, kind of. It's like. I mean, you can tell that they just picked up
New
people
York City.
off the
street. You can like smell the movie.
Yeah.
It's like they're in this god awful hallway, and like I remember going to my nana's house and just smelling that musk.
I know.
Like I bet it smelled like that in that hallway.
Oh God, man, it's just awful. But I mean, a lot of the side characters, like they're memorable. They're so awful at what they're doing that you can, I mean.
I love when it just every attack scene is because it's a tiny little creature. It basically jumps up on you like, oh, so you're face to face.
Oh yeah, and you're basically holding it, and by you shaking your body is showing how powerful it is.
I mean, there was that one scene where they actually show a long shot of it, and they're going back, and the guy's like holding it. The other ones, it's usually up close, and it's just like the guy's screaming while it's like kind of ripping at his face or something.
Yeah.
Just, like face to face with this awful little ghouly thing.
Oh, but the death scenes are pretty cool. Like, I mean, you can tell that they're totally just throwing blood from off on the side of the camera, just throwing blood onto people.
He's a little. He's a
strong
super
motherfucker,
strong.
man.
Little midget thing.
Little fucking guy. How he's contained in the basket the whole time, I can't fucking figure it out. Well, he was on the toilet in that one scene.
I think he was washing himself off.
Was he? That's his bathtub?
I don't know. Well, he got all bloody. I Clean himself
He's
off.
covered in blood, man. He's got that. The flashback scene is just fucking.
That goes on for a while.
Yeah.
A little origin scene of what happened.
Yeah, they did an origin for Basket Case.
Yeah, origin.
Oh.
Is the comic out yet?
There should be a
Basket
fucking
Case
comic for this. Oh my god.
It's like the Grey Hulk, and he's on the side.
I mean, yeah, the characters are just terrible. The love interest is just. I mean, she's just.
Yeah, I mean,
I just met you last week, Dwayne, and I just
I love the shots of old New York City, all dirty, and we kind of talked about Maniac because it's in New York City too.
Yeah,
it's probably on the same time. I think it is.
Well, some
actually.
of the shit from Maniac is somewhat in here because they're walking to the same street.
He's in some dirty ass, I guess Times Square area, and there's all the nudie spots, and it's like it's real. Like there's no permit. They're just walking down the street, filming. They don't care, and why not? That's how you made movies.
Yeah, you definitely had a spotter. Like, all right, nobody's coming. Let's just film this scene real quick, and you got one take.
There is a full frontal of.
Mel Bush again.
Daryl.
No, Dwayne.
Dwayne. It's like a dream sequence, and he's just running in the streets of New York, and it's probably about 3 a.m. or something. They're down some quiet road. You can see cars way in the distance going on like some other road, but I'm sure that's what they did. A naked man running in the city.
Yeah, with his his stuff
80s
just
bush.
just waving around like it's a Watchmen movie. Yeah, I mean,
would you recommend it?
Would I recommend it? Well, yeah, I think anybody that is a fan of any type of if you're a horror fan, I think it's
worth a watch. If you like horror movies.
I think you have to see it.
There's some funny things to it. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Am I gonna watch this movie 50 times? No. Probably not.
The rewatchability. Every now and then you could watch it. Yeah. But it wouldn't be like a Back to the Future or something.
At least for me, this isn't something I'm going to go back to a million times.
This is what I don't understand. Why is this on Chiller? Probably on Chiller.
This hasn't been on TV in a long time.
Why is this on television? Like Sci-Fi Channel or something. Why don't they play movies like this instead of those ridiculous
How much would you have to edit?
Garbage.
How much would you have to take out?
Edit.
Well, all right, you've got the one nude scene, where apparently he ate her to death.
That's no big deal.
And when I say he ate her to death, he ate her to death.
He might have.
He performed fellatio with his teeth.
I think he did. It looks that way because he doesn't have a penis.
No, which is probably why he was so frustrated.
Unless it's inside him like a dog and it comes out like
maybe
lipstick.
It's possible. Wouldn't doubt it.
We're diving a little deep in this.
The effects were alright. I mean,
it was a rubber puppet. Why
yeah,
not?
But you know what? I like the practicality of it because if that was CGI, that would look so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making a cheap movie, this it does the job. It's kind of like a trauma movie.
Oh, a little bit, but not as goofy as a trauma movie.
Not as goofy. Just about as gory, I guess, and there's just blood everywhere. I
mean, the movie's impacted a lot of creative choices. I think Krang might have came from this fucking guy. Like
Krang.
What?
Quaid. Watto. His name's Watto, right?
Quaid. You are what you are.
Turn on the reactor.
It also might be the basis for the movie Twins. I'm not positive on that, but it seems like if we can make Basket Case funny, let's make Twins.
The Total Recall Quantum.
Yeah.
It's you gotta see it.
Yeah.
You gotta see what
I would assume
like.
Anybody that's listening to this probably has seen it.
Yeah, if you haven't, if you just happen to run upon this podcast and go, I want to see what two middle-aged men think about shitty movies in the 80s, and you haven't seen it.
I mean, anybody who's been paying attention to Monster Madness, going back to some of the earlier ones, I think he did this.
Guado, that's his name, Guado.
Still talking about Total Recall.
I'm looking at Guado now, and
yeah.
He's a lot better.
He looks better. He does look better.
He looks like a baby.
Yeah. He's got the arms
It
coming
looks
out.
really good, actually. I brought it up here. It looks really good. It looks like a hellish looking baby. And now that I brought it up on the images, there's a Donald Trump and a guado of Donald Trump coming out of Donald Trump. It's actually pretty funny. There's actually a costume. Some guy's wearing like a costume of guado. That'd be an awesome costume. Holy shit. Of guado. That is pretty cool.
God,
yeah, he kind of, you know what? He kind of looks like Chucky from Child's Play Guado. There's a comparison picture. They do look similar.
Oh my God, man. Yeah.
I wonder what I haven't seen Basket Case 2 or 3. Do you think the puppet looks a lot better? Or the little monster?
From the trailer I saw of the second one, and even I think the bit of the third trailer that I saw, he does look a little less rubbery.
Okay.
But still kind of shitty. Oh, and his color changes. He gets more of like a skin-like color.
Oh, a skin tone,
like,
not gray.
Yeah,
gray
not gray, like kind of like he's.
He looks like clay, almost like the clay color.
He's got the same color as Mumra from Thundercats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite as. Maybe somewhat like the body of Skeletor, a little bit like that.
Yeah, you can see some of his bone structure, like in his arms. Oh, it's a big glob of shit, though.
Well, he was just growing on the side of his brother.
Why didn't they just kill it? They just threw it in the garbage.
Well, they tried to. That was another thing. So they separate these two, right? And you think like, all right, the one dies and they bury it, proper burial, whatever. No, we're just gonna throw it in a garbage bag and put that garbage bag on the side of the house.
On the side of the garbage.
He didn't even get
not
a can.
In a can.
He didn't even get like a casket.
A piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, he got all the looks and he got all the strength.
Yeah.
You're telling me I'm crap?
Yeah. I'm all the leftover stuff. Oh my God, man. Father was so like. I mean, what? Everybody that dies, with the exception of maybe two people, you don't feel bad about. They do it to themselves. With the drunk guy that's in the lobbies, he steals his money.
Yeah, well, that's his own fault.
The doctors.
There's the old comeuppance, One of those kills. Of course, in a movie like this, there's always a comeuppance kill. Someone's gonna do you wrong.
The shitty hotel room. The shittiest hotel room you can possibly imagine.
A lamp light with no shade.
Yeah, didn't even give him a shade.
It's like kind of like the Tom
and
Big.
Yeah,
the room they rent real quick is like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing there's rooms like that in New York City.
Yeah, I've never stayed in one of those hotels.
That'd be awful.
Never.
I guess they're like porn. It's basically for prostitutes, but I don't even know. That'd be awful.
As shitty as they are, they still probably command quite the price tag.
At this point, yeah, I'm sure that if there's still around rooms like that and you're paying a lot, I feel so bad. It's basically like, think of just a room in your house with a bathroom in it, maybe, because sometimes they have shared bathrooms in the hallway. I always thought, like, you see those rooms, like, in movies for New York City, like, are those real? Like, people just live in a room with
he had
no
a bathroom.
kitchen.
Technically, he had two rooms. The bathroom.
He did have a toilet with a room.
He did have a toilet.
Like, it's just like, holy shit, people live like that, and I bet they pay like $1,200. $2,000.
Well, that would explain why the tenant in room 7 is very small, very twisted, and very mad.
Is that the tagline?
That's the tagline.
And very mad.
In a world where people are small and forced to live in small apartments.
I still got Guado up on my computer.
Still looking at
this.
He's
ugly.
Nobody's uglier than this guy. I just love how like they think, what, but the thing is, his voice is actually scarier than this fucking puppet. Just listening to that terrible it drives me fucking nuts, man.
Oh man. This is
crazy.
a fun movie. It's funny when it's not supposed to be, and the kid is a goofball kinda. It's worth the watch. That's all I can say on that. And I was thinking to go back last week. We were thinking about Maniac. You watch a movie, and I was thinking about it after we watched it for a while, for like the whole week. And I'm like, you know what? I think I gave it a 6 on here, and it's like, It's more like a 4.5, 5. It's kind of has some long, boring parts, and it's just not. It's not watchable again. You know, like all.
I wouldn't watch it a bunch.
I wouldn't want to watch it a lot.
No.
So I'm gonna.
I'd watch the
downgrade it.
kills.
You think about it, yeah. It's. I just want, I don't like putting numbers are hard to put on movies sometimes. So I'm just gonna say it's worth a watch, and it's more like an average movie. I'm surprised it didn't do better actually. Like it's very obscure kind of, isn't it?
It's a weird movie. I don't hear it talked about that often. It's another one where I remember the cover, but I never got to see the movie. If it's another one of those movies where if you're just into horror movies, B movies, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a B movie. It's like a grindhouse kind of thing, right?
Maybe
not.
You know what, man? It's like, I guess if I had to like really think about it, it's quality wise.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in between a movie like Basket Case and a movie like Friday the 13th, where it's not a big production, but it had a budget of over $300,000, so you can get a little bit more done. Whereas Basket Case has a $35,000 budget, and I mean, at least Maniac had a real professional actor.
Yes, at least one of them. One professional.
But Basket Case is so stupid and so silly and so fucking and so
I mean,
bloody that it's like, all right, this is kind of fun to watch.
I always feel a movie like that is like, you see it, you rent it because it looks in whatever, but kind of like an arcade where it's like, oh, there's an arcade, and you just kind of shove your quarters in and play it. It's just for the time being. Oh, this, it sold you, and then you rent it and you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
But then
Maniac is like Paperboy. Whereas you'll put it in, you'll play it for a little bit, but then you just get
you think it's good, but it's not. It's not that good. It's like, it's all right. It has moments, and then you haven't played it in 20 years, and I love Paperboy. Paperboy's cool. And no, it's not.
As soon as that lady comes running out of the house.
Boring. Stupid Paperboy. It gets boring real fast.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of movies back then are, they're skate or die. Seems like a good idea. Then you play it.
Skate or die.
It sucks. So, all right, like just to, I guess we'll wrap up the talk about this movie. I definitely recommend seeing it. I mean, if you, it's definitely something. Thing. If you're listening to this podcast, then this is what you want to see.
You
anyway.
Like cult movies and this kind of schlock. This is your kind of movie, but it's not great. I wouldn't show my girlfriend and my family this movie. Like, hey kids, gather around the TV. I got Basket Case.
Yeah, no, this isn't gonna be like, hey, I want to introduce somebody into the world of horror. You can't start with this.
Get the popcorn.
This is a deep cut.
Get the popcorn out.
Yeah.
We'll get all the snacks together. We'll gather around the fire and watch Basket Case.
Basket Case. But the title is fitting to like.
Oh, I've nailed the title.
Oh, it's great. It's great. The title alone would sell you on the movie.
That's the title and the cover is like, well, that sounds really.
Yeah, it's smart. It's like, yeah, man.
How do you not rent that movie?
Yeah, and I mean, just from seing Frankenhooker, I get his like, I get the guy's humor. Like,
yeah,
I understand what he's going for. Like it's just it's so ridiculous, and it's just like, hey, do you like to see kills and a lot of blood and just silliness? Like,
part of the you want to like. That grabs you, like, I gotta see what that monster looks like. Which a lot of movies do.
Yeah,
it's the big reveal.
But you know what? The one thing is, you're waiting for the big reveal, and the reveal actually comes rather quick into the movie.
Yeah,
they don't make you wait.
Not too long. They build it up a little bit. But it's not. You're not there all damn day.
Yeah,
like
you just
fucking Jaws.
Yeah, but they do.
They do that great.
Jaws like built the suspense of that.
There's no. You know what? We're not comparing Jaws and Basket Case in any way.
Well, you could. They both had Jaws like.
Other than it has a creature and a reveal, and you know what a shark looks like. But this shark's huge.
While we're on Jaws, there is that scene in Basket Case when he's talking to like the hooker or whatever, and they're in the bar. and they're getting shit-faced and they're just telling stories, and it somewhat reminded me of Jaws a little bit. Like, not quite, but
kind of.
you know, and they're just drunk, like,
He's
you know,
just drunk and starts telling the truth.
I got that beat. Beat.
You're gonna show you
What's in the basket? My brother.
That was a funny. There's a
That was
couple
good.
highlights because most of the parts are kind of dry and blah, but there's some few highlights of where the dialogue's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Like the conversation with this woman down the hall, they're like
My
they're
brother.
drunk.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, he got shit-faced, man. Drinking Budweiser. Getting all hammered.
Bud Heavy's all right.
Yeah. So, anyway, Basket Case. I'd see it.
This is the first time I've actually seen it.
This is my
I
second
wanted
viewing.
to see it since I was a kid, but I'm not gonna go buy it. But my friend here buys anything,
Yeah, I've got a bit of an issue.
so I get to see it.
If you'd like to see how big of an
Appreciate
issue
it.
that I have with buying and watching complete shit, you can follow me on Instagram at Double Feature, and everything I watch, you will see.
Oh, look at that nice little plug. You just
That was
slipped
nice,
in
right?
there.
You can also follow us on Video Rangers Podcast on Instagram.
Oh, and we have a YouTube channel.
We got a YouTube channel called Video Rangers Podcast. We got a Twitter account at Video Rangers.
Have we tweeted anything yet?
Yeah, I tweeted that we were
Okay.
recording this.
Oh, all right.
We've got like 21 followers. I'm sure they're excited.
I'm sure
All 21.
they're very excited. They're losing their fucking minds.
We've got about 46 downloads on the first episode. I don't know how many of that is me. Because I've listened to it a few times.
Download.
Yeah.
Download. They open
I
up the
listened to it because
tab
I'm trying to like pinpoint like how shitty we actually are at this.
Yeah, I really hate my fucking voice.
Yeah,
You know
me
what?
too.
Everyone
Hate my voice.
Everyone hates. I really hate my voice. It's like, oh, I sound awful.
That's
I hate-
how I feel.
And everyone has that feeling. Like, God, that I sound so much different when you hear yourself, and it's like painful almost.
Dude, I kept like listening to myself over and over again. I'm like, stop saying stop saying it.
Oh,
I was like getting so annoyed. Yeah.
I hate that too. I hate when I'm watching a show. I'm watching interview or whatever, and they're doing, and someone's going and they say the word in Star Wars it's really good like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
I don't want to be that guy.
No,
I
it's
don't want to be that
terrible.
guy.
That's why
Yeah, there you go. Ooh.
you want to be well spoken.
Yeah, you want to be a
But
well-spoken
I'm not
gentleman.
that. It's nice when you're well spoken. You don't say every 2 seconds.
want-
We'll try not to do it because it's annoying. Or like
Yeah, no,
That's the other
I'm
one.
attempting not to do it, and I feel
you have to
that-
like think about it and think how you're speaking. It's not easy.
No, it's
Probably
not.
not. It's
No. It took us like 30 minutes to even get started recording this, because I had to figure out like how we were going to do the intro.
we didn't have any liquid coverage today.
No, we didn't drink today. So, Basket Case, go check it out. All right, let's switch gears here to the Nintendo Switch.
We have more. What do you think of the Nintendo Switch? We talked about it last week. What else do you want to say?
No, so I was thinking, and I'm like, I'm listening to other podcasts, and I'm watching other videos, and I'm like taking in what everybody's saying.
I know, exactly.
Makes you
I do
think
the
like,
same.
yeah. So, and at first I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome, and we're gonna get best of both worlds now. You get your home console on the go, and I'm more focused on that than some of the other concerns that you're having. Now, the one thing, Nintendo hasn't been for a while. Actually, if you really think about it, they've never been the most powerful console. When they had the NES out, the TurboGrafx 16 was a little bit better than the Genesis was out in '89, and that's a little bit more powerful. And then
not that it mattered really.
No, it doesn't really. No, not in that era. It was all about the gameplay. It was
all about graphics for the 16-bit era.
Yeah, I mean, you had the Neo Geo that was far better than everybody else, but nobody could afford
that's
it.
a whole other thing.
But if we're gonna move into a little bit more modern era, they haven't been even close to anybody else really since the GameCube. They've always been like a step behind. So the Wii was like. It was underpowered, but it was an experience. Everybody wanted it.
Nintendo's always just been about the games and gameplay that you don't need. The game doesn't have to look beautiful. That's a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
And PlayStation 4, Xbox, your computer. They have that.
Yeah, and let's say if a developer is going to go all in on a game, and then they have to, let's say they go in all on a game, and they're making it for powerful consoles like the PS4 or the Xbox, and then they go to put it on Nintendo. They have to scale back. They have to go in and almost remake the game to get it to work on that system. Forget the fact that you also have to work in the motion controls, and then with the Wii U, the touchscreen, and everything else.
They always wanted the motion controls, even back with the Power Glove going way back. They were thinking of that.
So you're continually making it that much harder for a developer to, because the developer wants their game on all three systems, but they don't want to have to spend more money to get it on that system, especially when that system isn't performing as well. So with this, we don't know what the specs are on it. We're all assuming that it's basically as powerful as an Xbox One right now, and Xbox and PS4 is about to move into a whole new, a whole new definition.
I'd imagine the specs will be out by Christmas, maybe, because it comes out in March. I'm gonna guess it's at least close to on par with the new systems now. Maybe
well, that's what they're saying, that it's probably going to be slightly lower than a PS4 and more on par with the Xbox One. But those are both getting makeovers, basically, where they're going to be outputting.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So is Nintendo again
bullshit too,
coming in? You know what I mean? They're coming in again, just coming a little behind. But do people care enough? Does that matter?
I know people argue about it, but to me, man, it's just holy shit. If the game is good, that's all that really matters. The graphics are always good now. They're not jaggy and shitty. I mean, they might be a little bit, but it's all about the experience, not his hat isn't perfect.
I'm not complaining.
I mean, the Zelda game, Breath of Fresh Air.
Breath of the Wild.
It looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks good. I'm just saying, is this a mistake? To not try to come out and be that much better than everybody else.
No, well, they know what they're doing. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, as we do that.
I don't think so. I think they will they're gonna put out what they're gonna put out, and they don't give a shit. I mean,
it's not gonna stop me from buying it.
Not that they're making the system graphic wise and on purpose to look bad, but I don't think they feel the need to have to juice it up so much, I guess. What they really lack is a third-party support, and it's been since the height of the Nintendo, it's kind of just declined. I mean, probably Super Nintendo is probably the same level as Nintendo with third-party support. I mean, they were the only systems around pretty much, and it just kind of went down. The only good games were Nintendo games made by Nintendo.
Well, what ended up happening was and everybody knows about how strict they were with the developers on the Nintendo and even moving into the Super Nintendo. And then the fact that they decided to stick with cartridges for the 64, where it was costing the developer $10 per cartridge to make these fucking games. And the fact that these games were not only costing the developer more, but costing the consumer more, on top of the fact that Nintendo basically treats developers like assholes.
Pretty much, they don't care.
So it was all right, well, I'll just go make my game on fucking Final Fantasy was on PlayStation. It should have been on Nintendo.
Well, because they left because they wanted more power.
Make a disc for
they can make their game better than the damn cartridge.
Yeah.
And it's bigger too.
Better audio.
Final Fantasy 7's on 3 discs. Final Fantasy 8 and 9 I think are on 3 discs. So the cartridge couldn't handle that. I mean, to lose such a franchise to have it was on Nintendo for so long for 2 systems because, well, we're not going that way with our system.
And the thing is, by the time they made the 64, CDs had been around. You had the TurboGrafx CD. You had the Sega CD. You had Neo Geo CDs out by then.
For a CD 64. It wasn't there, and it kind of got scrapped.
Well, they've got that disc drive thing that I don't know a whole lot about.
And they just said this is gonna work.
Metal Jesus.
Honestly, yeah. If you have your system comes out, whoever you are, and I think this is what Sega it goes back more to Sega. Okay, I buy your system. And then you want me to buy this add-on for another 100, 200, whatever it was, 250 probably. And it's like, I just got this system. Why am I going to buy that? And I still have the same system. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. And especially then, it's just, you don't have, who has this money then? This is back when the average gamer was 12 to 16 probably, and now they're in their 30s. It was a total mistake, I think, and that's what I think Nintendo thought. I thought that was what they were afraid of, to add on some kind of CD-based thing.
Yeah, no, and I don't blame them for not adding anything on, but like the 60, that was a big mistake. That should have been a CD system.
It should have been. They fucked up.
Yeah,
they told Sony to fuck themselves.
And they've been third ever since.
I was just watching something on it.
Second,
they ended up going with Philips instead of Sony.
Yeah, did you see that?
And then I guess it went south with Philips too.
Did you watch you know who does the Gaming Historian? If you watch his video,
it was either him or someone else I was watching. I can't remember.
He's got a lot of.
They got some good. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah, so that was one of the things I was wondering about.
Is like, we can make our own system. All right.
It's kind of fucked up. That's kind of they announced it, and then the very next day, Nintendo was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna work with these guys." That's fucked up, man. So that was one of the things I was thinking about. Like, is power going to be an issue? And then the other thing was, I noticed that there's not a regular D-pad on it. It's more like the PlayStation D-pad. And
which is fine. It works fine.
And I was listening to some other people talk about it, and then I was thinking about it, like,
does it have a directional button? Is that
it doesn't have a traditional directional button. I'm not worried about it in terms of like playing modern games. It doesn't matter. But if you're gonna throw on a Punch Out or something where you're kind of gliding across the D-pad, is it gonna?
I think
they have the Pro controller. It doesn't really matter. You can always buy your way around it.
So many controllers. It's amazing how many controllers you have. And can't you use your that Nintendo controller that's going to come with the Mini? Well, I think you can interchange with your Wii controllers.
Yeah, those controls will work on your Wii controller, your Wii U, whatever you want to use.
It's pretty cool, at least.
No, that's great, and they're only $10.
I got a classic controller. I'm hoping that works. I mean, it's not I probably use the Nintendo controller they give you if I have it, but it's nice to know I have the option.
Yeah, I don't really like the Wii Classic controller that much.
It's a little small.
Yeah, I have two of them.
It's small. But it's actually, it's worth a little bit of money because they don't have them anymore.
Yeah,
I only have one, but yeah.
I had one because I bought it like right around the time I got the system, and then recently I bought the second one. Why I bought a second one, I couldn't tell you. It's not like I have anybody coming over to play with me. Yeah.
No one wants to play with Mike.
No, I don't have any I don't have too many friends that... You're the only person I know that plays video games. I've got,
It gets hard playing video games the older you get, unfortunately.
Yeah. Nobody's playing, and the few friends I do that do play video games, it's like a Madden or...
We should have a video game party.
Well,
invite all our friends or get all the party games.
Yeah. No, next time we just need to buy the same system, and then I can just play with you online. Because right now I've got the Xbox One, and I only know like two guys that have it, and we're all playing different stuff. We're not playing. I bought the Wii, but I never upgraded to the Wii U. So I will be purchasing the Switch.
Oh, okay. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Michael Spinatos will be purchasing the Switch. Maybe you can make friends with him, and he can play with you.
Yes. Play with me.
Play with me. Come play with us.
So, have you been you playing anything?
I've been playing. This is how pathetic it is, but I've had Skyward Sword. I got it for Christmas last year, and I'm at the very end, and I haven't been able to pick it back up and finish it. There's something I don't understand it. I just can't go and play it. I just don't. And I will, because I'll finish it. But I've been playing that, sometimes I'll play it 3 to 4 times in a week, and then sometimes I won't touch it for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And this is my the sorrow I have. I was such a proud gamer when I was a kid. I get a game, beat it, get another game, get something else. And now it's just like I'm dragging my feet on it, and it really, I feel like guilt sometimes playing games. You ever have that?
Well,
and I don't have the time either.
I have the guilt, but then I also have a voice behind me confirming said guilt.
Yes,
telling
I have
me to
that
turn this
same
off.
voice
How
telling
can
me-
you play this for this long? Kind of shit.
Yeah, I get that. I have that same voice.
I'm actually the game I just finished last night is a game that
What's that?
she despises, and I don't blame her either, man. I was playing. I played this game, Life is Strange. Everybody recommended it to me that it was like this cool game, and basically the main character discovers that she can rewind time and change things. So it's a choice-based game, and you can go back and redo things and try to fix things. And the more she does it, the worse things seem to get. It's kind of one of those. It's really story-driven. Problem is, there's so much fucking dialogue. I mean, I would go minutes without pressing a fucking button, just watching. It was like watching a movie. Not like a Telltale, because there's a lot more motion.
So basically, actions happen, you make choices. It's not like a platformer, right?
No, you do move your character a little bit. It's not quite like the Walking Dead Telltale games that are out.
Okay.
But the other thing that it's got going against it is it's just so fucking girly, man. It's like I'm playing Dawson's Creek, the video game. That's what it's like. So as unique as it was, as cool as it was. No, I'm playing as Joey. That's the fucking character I'm playing as, basically. So it was a cool game. I mean, I never really played anything like that. It was cool, but it was just like, man, I couldn't sit through this again, because you can go back a bunch of different times and make all kinds of different choices. I can't do it. There's no way I could sit through this again. And I played the Walking Dead ones like 3 times each.
Have you ever replayed a game?
Yeah. I played Resident Evil how many fucking times?
Like, there's only some games I've actually come back to
outside of NES games, because you replayed those out of just...
I'm talking, not most of the NES games are pick up and go again kind of games. But
big games where you got saved things.
Link to the Past. How many times have you played and beat Link to the Past?
Probably 4. Probably 4. Twice when I was a kid, and then twice as an adult.
Like I've picked up and played Final Fantasy VII at least 3 times, and the 4th time I went to play it, I'm at towards the very end of the game, and I just kind of stopped, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. Now I did stop. Few Zelda games I've replayed. I really need to replay is Majora's Mask. I've only played and beaten it once. And it's the great thing about not playing a game for a while and then going back to it, and it was a great game like that, is it's like new again almost, because you forget a lot of the stuff. You only somewhat remember things, so it's like a new game again. I only have one copy of it. I don't think I could play it because it only plays on the GameCube. The compilation disc I have. I have 4 of them. So I don't even know if I can play it right now, but that's like one of those games I could play again. I would think the first Zelda and A Link to the Past would probably be the 2 Zeldas I've actually played multiple times. There's a few more. I just can't think of them right
Resident Evil I went a little crazy on because it kept coming out on different platforms, and I just kept redoing it. The 4th one, I don't know. We didn't keep track of the 4th one's hours for some reason, but I'm sure I dumped a shitload into that because I just kept playing it. But lately, really nothing new.
Yeah,
I replay. I just want to move on to the next one because they take so long.
Yeah,
so why do it again?
A lot of the games take so long, but I'd love to play that's why the older Nintendo games that you can just kind of one shot and beat them out real quick, like Mega Man. 1, 2, or 3. It's not gonna take me a freaking month or 2 of 30 or 40 hours. I should beat the game in 10 to 20, if that.
So
where you just pick it up and play. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't feel so.
Well, I do that with Punch Out all the time.
Yeah, so Punch Out's a perfect game.
I'll play Punch Out until I get knocked out and I lose, and then I'm just like, all right, whatever. Yeah. But then I'll go back to it, But it's fun. I like Punch Out. That's probably my favorite NES game to replay.
Yeah. So I like playing Contra.
Contra's great too.
I haven't played in a while.
Contra's great too.
But that's the kind of game I could play.
You know what I like?
And a month later, I'd play it again.
I like Smash TV. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's actually kind of fun.
I remember the arcade version. It was all right.
But so I'm in GameStop the other day, and I'm just looking around, and they have Mighty Number 9 brand new on sale for $15. So I was like, let me get it. I want to try it. I want to see, I don't think $15 I know it's not going to be as bad as everybody's been saying it's going to be at that particular price. Mind you, I didn't back the Kickstarter. I didn't have to wait for this to come out.
Yeah, right.
So I got to walk into the store and just be like, all right, $15 for this game, fine.
That's
So,
fine.
I played it and I only played for about a half hour. I didn't even really complete much. I think like 2 stages. It's just really fucking repetitive. That's my only thing. Like, because like you can't just like shoot your arm thing. I don't know what the fucking thing is called. Whatever Mega Man shoots.
Yeah,
his arm
the
cannon.
clone. Yeah, the arm cannon. Yeah, his arm cannon.
So
the blue bomb.
basically, what you do is like you'll hit a character with this thing 1 or 2 times, whatever it is, and then you do like a charge where you kind of like dash into the guy. But you basically have to do that just like for each one, and it's just
you can't just shoot them to death.
You can kind of do that to a couple of them where eventually they'll fade away, but you kind of also
want to regular enemies on the screen, right?
Yeah, and it's just, but then you also need to use this dash to maybe make a certain jumps you need it for, and it's just like it's just really repetitive, and I can totally see why people were upset that backed the Kickstarter on that one. Because if you had to wait, you were expecting
they waited a long time and they gave them money.
I mean, it's totally worth $15. 30, I don't think I'd be totally pissed off, but you'd feel a little. And anybody who gave more than that, they definitely didn't.
I bought the GameCube Mega Man collection, which had like every Mega Man on Nintendo and some on the Super Nintendo. It was like $30 when it came out. Like, this is so worth it.
Yeah.
It was so worth it. I beat them all. It was great.
That's a good collection, though, because I think the Legacy one that's out right now, it only has the first $30
$30 was a steal, and that was years ago, 10, 15 years ago when it came out. It was a steal.
Yeah, if you're a Mega Man fan, my problem is that I have only really played Part 2 like multiple times. I'm not a big Mega Man person.
Well, that's
mostly because I suck at it.
A lot of the things I did, I played games, Nintendo games. That was, a lot. We didn't have a lot of games, so I only played what we borrowed and what we did own. But a lot, when I was 15, 16, be 20 years old, I was going back and I knew these games were great and going back and getting them. Like Mega Man, I only watched my friends play. I never owned it and I watched them play. So it's like, I'm gonna go do that. Did that. The Zelda games, I didn't start playing them until like 20 years old. Like I've seen them before, and I got into them. And I ran through every console one. I just ran through. I found them, and they're great. And I just went back. I never, I didn't have the originals. Like Link to the Past, I didn't have a Super Nintendo. Bought that on a virtual console, and I was like, it's great, like a brand new game.
I haven't liked Zelda since.
It's great.
That's
you can't beat that shit.
I love that game. I wish they'd go back to more top-down Zeldas. I just don't want to play them on a portable fucking system.
I wish they would too. I don't want to play them on a portable system either.
I just don't want to.
It's not comfortable for me to play it that way.
No, my hands are weird, I think. My hands are weird. I'm missing a thumb.
Yeah, you're a basket case.
I'm a basket case.
My hands are weird.
All right, so we got a little bit of time left. Let's want to talk about The Walking Dead?
Sure.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, people die.
It just aired a week ago. This podcast is a little late. So I'm sure you've seen it if you're listening, if you're paying attention to this or you're excited. But I thought more it was funny. I was watching The Talking Dead afterwards, and I just thought it was funny. Obviously, if you've seen it, you know what happens. I won't even say. I might spoil it by accident, but I thought it was funny that you got the number one show on television. And it's raining, and they have no tent for these guys. Like it's some bullshit show. Like they have a whole cast out there. It's pouring on them.
Well, they kept saying that, we never get rain in L.A.
So what? There's like $1 million. They make so much money, and we got no tent for them.
You would have thought they would have been prepared for it. I want to know who allows people to just hang out on somebody's grave and watch.
They weren't in a cemetery,
weren't they?
No.
I thought it said that they were in some famous. Am I completely wrong about this?
I don't know. I remember him saying we're at such and such, but I don't remember what he said. I mean, you could be right. They were at a cemetery?
That's what I remember them saying. We'll have to look into this. But I kind of was like, I remember sitting there thinking, who allows somebody to just
Yeah. Come and watch some fucking show.
Like it's fucking cemetery. Woodstock on the cemetery.
But the other thing I wanted to say was the freaking. they bashed people's heads in the episode, and there's a part where they're talking to Glenn's characters, and he's talking about having a tick on his dick, right? And he says, I think he says penis the first time, and then they'll talk about it still, and he must say dick or cock. They bleep it out, and I'm like, you bleeped out dick, cock, or whatever. It's 11:30 at night, but you just bashed fucking people's heads in.
In the most gruesome way possible. It wasn't like you were hitting them off camera.
Don't say a four-letter word. The kiddies might hear it, and they'll be, so offended.
We can look at fucking eyeballs hanging out.
But that's what I don't understand. This is what's wrong with this country. How are, like movies on, like, TBS or any, like cable channel, not, like, uncut after, like, 11 o'clock at night? It makes no sense. It ruins the movie when they're cut. Like, because they're cut to shit.
Yeah. Remember when we were kids and, like, when Halloween was a much bigger deal, and you got 31 days of movies instead of just like 1 week of them all packed in. And you used to watch all those Friday the 13th, and they were real tame considering what was actually going on in the movies.
It's Franktoberfest.
Yeah,
on
you'd get
WPIX.
Like the knife would go back. But
at least the weekend movie's always a horror movie. But I don't understand. It just sucks that this country is just like, don't let we'll lose advertisers. But it's a cable channel. It's not HBO, but it's still a cable channel. It's not Channel 4. I don't curse. It's not that big of a deal. But bashing heads in,
and they really
we don't give a shit about violence.
Dude, they fucked him up so bad.
And also, someone saw a boobie. It's just the worst thing in the world.
But we can literally kill somebody.
Who's going to complain? Your kid's up at 11:30 at night, and you're going to say, oh, damn, it's the TV's fault. Like, your kid's supposed to be sleeping. It's on you. And now what we do is get these shitty movies. Yeah. When I went on vacation, I'm watching the Spanish TBS.
Okay.
It's midday. I'm watching Superbad, which is called Super Cool. Translation problem, but it was called Super Cool. Super Cool. And they're cursing. There's the small nudity part, which is like just a magazine, I think, in the background. And it's just like, and then commercial. And like, why isn't movies like this in America? I'm sure it's like this in a lot of other countries because we're so sensitive. People are just too sensitive. And that's my real, gripe. It just grinds my gears, God forbid little Johnny saw a nipple or he saw fuck. The word fuck said in the movie, and it's like, when I was a kid, you heard way worse at school and in playground, wherever else. They're gonna hear it unless you got your kid in a damn bubble. So, 11 o'clock at night, I think it's fair. You can have movies 10 o'clock at night even.
My only thing with
bleeping people,
the fucking, I just found it hard to watch. I was like, not that I don't, like, I watch a lot of shitty fucking horror movies, so it's nothing I haven't seen before. It's just like, I wasn't,
well, there was
like, do we need to see
a lot of people outraged at the violence. I'm like, you're watching a zombie show. It's basically a running
I wouldn't say I'm out.
It's like a running horror drama. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Friday the 13th, if it was like a whole show.
Oh, yeah.
Get to see Jason, pumping gas. He's got a job on the side.
Imagine if he had a job on the side.
He doesn't. He is a demon that just... They always defeat him. What if they didn't defeat him and there was just no one else to kill? Would he just keep going on the countryside, killing more people? Or he just hang out at Crystal Lake?
I think he just was really attached to that woods. A lot of memories there.
It was like, if no one went to Crystal Lake, would he still be killing people? Or would he just be chilling there, like in a lawn chair, sit, maybe cutting grass in his little cabin, chilling by the lake?
What does he do? When nobody's around, what the hell is he doing?
He comes alive, kills everyone, and they always defeat him. So what if he wasn't defeated? What would he do? He just keep searching for more victims to kill? Like, go to the next county over?
Maybe he just waits at the bottom of the lake.
Like, would he kill the whole world if he could?
What I want to know is, where does he sleep? Do you think Do you think he was pissed off people were just sleeping in his house?
Could be. He felt like that was his home.
They're always moving around, though. They're only really in the camp and, like, a couple of them. The rest of the time, yeah. Oh, man. So I watched the documentary on the making of this, and fucking...
On Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and they were talking about the 8th one, and they had a much bigger plan
Oh, okay.
for how they were going to do the
It
A when he was going to take
They're
Manhattan.
barely in New York City. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
And
really
how the hell did they
set.
get?
They're not in New York City.
Yeah, they had a bigger idea.
Mhm.
They wanted him in the subway. They wanted him doing. They just didn't have the budget to do that. They were making these movies for
How do
$3
you not
million.
have a budget?
They were just making them really cheap.
But I'm sure 6, 5, and 4, and 3 were made way past the budget. People, you know what I mean?
Their budget was like $3-4 million on all these
Yeah.
movies, and then they would make like they
What,
would take
8
in a
or
total
10?
of $20 million. So they would always be profitable.
They won't put the
So
money
they were like,
back
hey,
in.
if we keep making these movies cheap, then
Yeah, we're just
put
rather
all our
keep
money in the
money.
kills.
No one wants. Yeah, no one.
We can
They didn't give a shit about that.
Yeah,
To make
that's
quality.
how they were able to make them.
They're like the Pittsburgh Pirates for years and years. People keep showing up and watching the baseball games. Why buy new players?
Pirates are a fucking cool team. I want to root for the Pirates. They like their colors.
That's
their
what they did
stadium's
for
supposed to be
years.
nice.
Why would a baseball? It's the same concept. If you're making money, why put any money into
Yeah.
it? If you still make money, people are showing up,
Yeah.
and that's. But you make a shittier quality movie then.
Yeah, but it's just so that was their plan. They wanted to. I just thought that's a really cool documentary. If you can watch it, pick it up. It's Crystal Lake Memories, complete history of Friday the 13th. Tells you everything you
I
want to
like
know.
that title.
Yeah,
Crystal Lake Memories.
it's great, man. And Corey Feldman narrates the
Corner
whole
of my
thing,
heart.
so that's cool. Because I'm a big Corey Feldman fan. I read his blog.
Corey's and Corey. Corey and Corey.
Man, I really wanted that reality show to work out.
Who would you rather be alive, Corey Feldman or Corey Haim?
I think
If
I'd
you
rather
could choose.
be Corey Feldman because he's alive, number one.
He is still alive,
And he
surprisingly.
also seemed to get over his drug problem.
I don't think what's the name died of a drug. Is it a drug overdose?
No, but
I think it
majority
was something
no,
else.
but
Like,
he had like a flu or
he got
pneumonia or
sick,
something.
and I'm sure the drugs didn't help, but he used to be.
No, I'm just talking about as a quality of life thing. Like Corey
Okay.
Haim was not living well for a
Probably
long
not.
time. He's selling his fucking hair and teeth on eBay.
Oh God.
At least Corey Feldman's like, say what you want about him.
I'm sure he was some point. He's like, how do I come to this point in my life where I'm selling? Hey, who wants hair from a celebrity?
Well, when you're doing fucking cocaine with Sam Kinison at 12 years old or whatever he was just
I've
fucking,
heard Sam Kinison said, "You're the coolest 12-year-old I've ever met."
yeah, man. I saw you, man. You drove that car backwards all the way to the hospital. Love that movie.
Of course you do.
Love that one. Who doesn't like License to Drive?
It was based on your life.
I want somebody to get out of my dreams and get
Into
into
my
my
car.
car. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh God.
All right. What do you think? Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I think that's it. Nothing else to add.
Video Rangers, and the show is not to be confused. I probably should have said it earlier with the Power Rangers
No,
or VR Troopers.
I will not talk about either. I don't like either one of those things.
I'm probably gonna say what I just said again because most people have probably haven't listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'll say it in the next episode
Yeah, we'll repeat this.
because no one's gonna listen to the end.
No, somebody might. I put an Easter egg in the last one if somebody
Oh
did.
yeah? Did you fart into the mic or something?
No, it was just basically us fucking up, like before the show started. When I
Oh,
was
okay. Lots of those.
somebody wants to listen to it.
If we were popular, someone would tweet. How many times we said
I wish somebody would do a drinking game with it.
We're drinking.
Yeah. So we'll throw out the social media. If you'd like to follow us on Facebook, we are Video Rangers Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, we are at Video Rangers. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we are Video Rangers Podcast. You can get us on iTunes. You can get us on Google Play Music. We're doing things.
We're putting some money into this. We're gonna
yeah.
try to do something with this.
Yep.
This show.
Hopefully. Well, I got nothing else to do.
No.
I just got nothing else going on. This keeps me out of the flea markets a little bit.
You hear that? You can meet Mike Spinakos at the flea markets.
At
if
the
you're
Dutchess
luck-
County
if you're-
Flea
If
Market.
you're lucky.
Upstate New York.
Remember that? We'll have signings.
Yeah,
Mike
imagine.
Spinakos at the Dutchess County Flea Market. Come and see him.
I'm trying to give out autographs. People see Spinakos, they ask for a fucking gyro.
Is that Mike Spikanaka-nose?
Yeah. I'm like in grade school again. Nobody gets my fucking name right.
Yeah, I'm Mr. S.
Yeah, Mr. S. I tried that when I was substitute teaching. And then my favorite was when I went in and I decided to be Mr. Cotter for the day. Nobody
say
got that
Mr.
joke.
Cotter?
I wrote on the board, Mr. Cotter. Oh, it was the best.
Did anyone say, "Hey, Mr. Cotter"?
But nobody knew
Did
what I
they
was
start
talking
laughing
about.
when the first time someone said,
no, what killed me-
Excuse me, Mr. Cotter.
What killed me is when the fucking teacher from across the hall came over and said, "Mr. Spinakos," and the whole class is looking at me like. Then all of a sudden I'm on like, I'm a danger to children because I lied about my last name.
Oh wow!
Really,
yeah,
I was
right?
just trying to be fucking funny.
People think you're some. He's hiding his identity. He must be a criminal.
Oh yeah.
He
Must
Mr. Touch
Cotter.
kids. He's a kid toucher.
I was like, no, I just really like Nick at Night.
I was just playing a joke on the kids.
Gabe Kaplan's a genius. I really like Horshack.
And on that note,
Yeah.
I think.
All right.
Good night and good luck.
Stay classy. Oh boy. Have you ever seen a spook, specter, or a really bad movie? If the answer is yes, then don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call the professionals. At Video Rangers Podcast, we're ready to believe you.
I didn't know he was going to do that, so.
Think about it the whole episode.
You're a clever one.
Thank you. All right.
You're a clever one.
Bye.
Goodbye.
What's in the basket?
Ah!